All right. That was a little bit of a slow-ish match. You guys were a little bit surprised that Shadow Cartel didn't do better.
I just don't understand what Shadow Cartel was thinking there.
Yeah.
I mean, they went up against an obvious thinker. Why not moving closer? Why just stand there and use bouncers instead of moving closer and dropping guards and at least hoping for enough damage? I don't get it. And they even lost their frigates one by one and still just stood at 0.
Well, if we look at the dark side match yesterday, maybe they had a plan, maybe they didn't. But at the end, they changed something up and actually tried. Because if they just sat there doing the same thing over and over again, they're already down on points. They're just going to lose. Question, you have a Dominix. What are you doing with all your high slots? Do you not have heavy newts? Is there not some way that you think that you can break this Tinker with, I would imagine, at least seven heavy newts between 3 Dominixes and a Dominix Navy issue? Get right on top of it. Well, not right on top of them. Drop your guards like 15 kilometers away as you're burning in. Put newts on their cap chain. You should be able to beat that with that comp. But instead, especially because you have assault frigate DPS, and you're going to run away, wait for all of your ancillary DPS to die, and then sit at 0 meters a second and do nothing like that. That's not a winning mentality at all. Yeah.
This is just a complete guess, but I sort of feel as though the FC might have been a little bit on tilt there. I think it seemed to me like their starting plan was they had a damp superiority, and there were so few ships that they said, maybe we can just damp out all the damage here and then pick something off test tanks for a little bit, give ourselves some time. But then as soon as the Maulus drops, I think you start just get like an FC who's maybe not as calm as he should be can really lose it instantly with a slip up like that, the damp's not being spread correctly. And then at the end, I'm pretty sure like when your Dominixes are all 100 kilometers away and moving at 0, either you've told everyone to go log off and play Chivalry online or something like that.
Nomad, bro.
Or like you've just really just lost it with Rage and told everybody that the match is over, just don't do anything.
Yeah, like mid-game, the damps were pretty good. They damped every single ship but the logistics because of the drone assist mechanics. So they had a decent idea there, but as soon as they start bleeding out, they need to change their tactic. They need to go all in before they lose everything, and they never did that. They never decided to just man up and go in.
For FCs, it can be quite difficult when you have the grand plan in your head and you've worked with these teams and practiced these teams and you expect your pilots to execute the plans that you ask them to do and then they don't. That can be a little bit unnerving for them, and it's just sort of something that comes with tournament experience.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I've been in that position myself where mistakes were made and...
You lost it.
And I lost it, right. But in a situation like that...
I've never lost it in EVE Online. I would never lose it.
Mate, do you want a 1v1?
Well, I mean, I would never lose my calm.
Are you both very yelly FCs?
No, absolutely not. I'm a very calm, nice
He's
person.
lying. I'm not. I'm very vocal when I FC. But the thing is it was I was faced with very hard decisions when I screwed up a tournament match, and I feel like the decision that their FC had was actually pretty easy. We sit out here and we do nothing. We go in and we try. Like, those were the 2 clear-cut options in my opinion.
Yep.
Well, it did end as it did end, and we do have a confederation of XX Pizza XX versus the Obsidian Front coming up, and we have their sheets here on the screen. Let's see. So, Pizza have beaten Dead Terrorists, they've lost to Agony Empire, and then they beat Heretic Initiative. Obsidian Front lost to the Initiative, defeated Mildly Sober, and defeated Drunk and Disorderly.
Well, this is the first time we've had 2 role-playing alliances fight each other. The Obsidian Front, of course, trying to capture all the magma planets, control them, to control the flow of Obsidian in New Eden, and of course, Confederation of Pizza, another famous role-play alliance.
Your prediction, Mr. Dolan?
I'm going to go with Trident Root Pizza.
I think that they're funny, so I want Pizza to win.
I think Pizza has been pretty good at execution this tournament, and I think even though they'll probably won't bring a great setup, I think they're going to execute well.
Yeah, I think so as well. Let's go see.